On the corner of Tuckasegee and Parkway in Charlotte, North Carolina sits QC Family Tree, a neighborhood-based community development organization that is cultivating community for the common good by building a little village where abundance is coming to life.
So the soil that we're planted in here has layers and layers of stories in it. Our neighborhood was built off the farm of a man named S.B. Alexander, who was part of the white supremacist movement in North Carolina in the early 1900s. And when he died, his family took this farm and turned it into a neighborhood on the very outskirts then of Charlotte. And so that's one layer of the story that exists here. It's a layer that has gone unreconciled in our society, in our neighborhood, on our corner. So getting down at that story and the way that the presence of that story here still permeates the work that we do, and the way that ministry has to look here. I also think about the other layers of stories that exist within the soil here. So the resilience and the creativity that Black folks exhibited in moving into this space, following urban renewal, and that the way that resilience and the creativity made for good and creative life built around solidarity and mutual aid during times of disinvestment.
So we've been here for 15 years, and because we're neighborhood based, then the things that we do and the ways in which we do ministry ebb and flow with the gifts and assets of the neighborhood, as well as some of the challenges or the community concerns that might exist here. So we have been deeply rooted here, living and working out of our home as a house of hospitality for the 15 years that we've been here. Hospitality has been kind of our primary ministry and approach toward ministry, welcoming the stranger, welcoming Jesus within our midst. And so we have provided housing to people. In the early days, that was offering a room in our house to folks who were in transition, whether it be like homelessness, eviction, or just simple transition. And then it's kind of shifted from that. We still offer some hospitality in that way, but now we have 6 units of affordable housing that we provide rentals to neighbors. And then we're also organizing around housing, trying to create permanently affordable housing by partnering with the Westside Community Land Trust. So that's some of our work. The other work is around youth empowerment, youth leadership development. And so we continue to do that work, providing out of school activities, youth group activities, like people who live right here walk over and have weekly, what we call devos, dinner and a lesson of some sort with a prayer at the end on Wednesdays. So we do that work. In addition to those things, we do a lot of community outreach, building relationships with people through art making, storytelling, educational things, even through the use of our space, offering the spaces that we have to other organizations to use, to artists to utilize as kind of open to the public, art studios, those kinds of things. So that's a lot of what we do.
You know, I think about the richness of the soil and all the life that exists kind of underneath the surface here. And I also think about the layers of the stories that are happening now with the gentrification of our neighborhood, with this rapid reinvestment that is displacing people, and the way that plants try to root themselves into place, right, by digging deep within the many layers of soil in order to gain some stability. And part of our ongoing work now is in trying to help to maintain that stability for folks who are susceptible to being displaced, but also to tell the stories of those many layers, not to shy away from the difficult ones, to address the nature of the beginnings of this neighborhood head on and directly, and to address our own complicity and that kind of story, but also to work towards something more just and hopeful in the future.